Hi everybody, welcome to today's Facebook Live. We are going to make some beautiful cards with a set called Labeled with Love. It's a fun bundle in the Stampin' Up! Catalog that you can, it has two options actually to bundle up. You can bundle up the stamps with the die or you can bundle up the stamps with the punch. And we're going to use both of those today. Looks like my phone's moving on me. But welcome, I'm so glad you're here. If I haven't met you before, I'm Joey. If you're watching on Facebook for the first time, I'd love for you to follow my page. I'm pulling myself up here so I can see what you're seeing. I know I have to get really close to the camera when I do that. And then on my laptop here, I just have to also get us pulled up because that's where I see your comments. So I see what you see, what I'm showing you on my iPad, and then so I saw the comments pop up and then I lost my train of thought. And then I see your comments on my computer, and then I see what you see on my iPad. So welcome. Let me know where you're from. So Diane's here from South Dakota. Hi Diane. And Carol is here from Connecticut. Welcome. And if you're watching on YouTube, you're watching a recording of a Facebook Live, so there will be some chatting, but I'm really glad you're here. And if you enjoyed the video, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. All right, let's get started because I'm anxious to show you these cute cards. Let me go ahead and click I have to click a little toolbar here, and then I'll go upside down, but you'll be right side up. Did I get it clicked so you're right side up? Yeah, okay. So for a minute I thought maybe I didn't. This looks like it's not in the screen if you're watching on a phone or, let's get this in here, a phone or a tablet. So I think they've changed the orientation on the Facebook program. Let's see if that's enough. Yeah, I think that's enough. Okay, we'll go with that. All right, let's get going. So here is the stamps that we're using today. We're going to use a die from the Painted Lavender, but this is the stamps that we're using. And as I said, this comes with, well, you can get it either way. You can get it bundled up with these 3 dies. So you get 3 dies if you buy the bundle with the dies, or you can buy it with the punch. You can get these 2 together at a 10% discount, and then you can get these 2 together for a 10% discount. And let me show you what page they're on in the catalog. I have to slip on my glasses. I haven't been wearing my glasses when I first come on because it's so glary. I'm right in front of a window, which is wonderful for crafting. But this is on page 58 of your annual catalog. If you don't have an annual catalog and you'd like to have one, if you don't have a demonstrator, just let me know and I'll see that you get one. But it's on this page, so it says dies or punch, and then it tells you you can get if you just get the dies, it's $23 if you don't bundle it. So the punch is $23. Or if you, okay, let's say that again. Yeah, that's right, the dies, and then if you just get the punch, it's also $23. So the same price. So this really boils down to what your crafting style is. Hi Kathy, welcome, and Debbie's here, so nice, and Julie's here. Yay, I'm so happy you're all here today. So here's the deal. Let's look up here because I went wrong with this. Well, not that you can go wrong, but so the bundles prices are up here. And what I did when I ordered this, I meant to order it with the punch, and I ordered it with the dies. It tells you that this is what the dies. So this is the number for the dies, 163574. This is the number if you want it with a punch, and then both of those are 10% off, which means they're the same price at $39. But 163571 is the bundle with the punch, and the bundles are $39.50, which is a lower price point than a lot of our bundles are. But we're going to use both of them today, and so you get a chance to see what this does with this cute little set. So this set is a two-step stamping one. You've got the leaves and the flowers together. You've got the gift and the stars together. You've got the butterfly together. We're going to use all those today. We're actually not going to use the inside of the butterfly, but that's okay. We're just going to go ahead and get started. Okay, for this first card, hi Pam, welcome. Oh gosh, things are falling out of my envelope. So this class, my friends, I'm starting a new thing. I'm going to try it for several months at least. And I'm calling it Craft and Chat. So the way this is going to work is it will be in class that's both online, and it's also a class that will be in person. So here's the first card that we're going to make with this little set. So my in-person class is going to be the following week of my online class. So here is how that should be. So you may get this class, all the supplies, the kits. So, and when I send a kit to you, like a card kit, like I'll have this embossing done for you. Everything will be done for you except what needs to be done with the whatever I'm showing, the stamp set and the bundle. So, but everything else will be done for you. And then all your supplies. This is the, well, I meant to show you this. This is the eyelet embossing folder. I already did it. Let me show you. You can probably see it better. Like if I put it in like this, although maybe that's not actually that helpful. But it's a 3D embossing folder, so it's a thicker one. But I went ahead and ran it through the die cutting machine. Now, if you're new to stamping and you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'll be showing the die cutting machine a little bit later in the video so you can see what that's all about. All right, let's go ahead and do some stamping first. I've got some sparkly bits here. I'm going to put those off to my right where I have a little, I always keep my extra bits on this little pad that I keep next to my stamping area. That little pad comes with a glass mat, in case you weren't familiar with that. All right, let's go ahead. I think I pulled out an envelope that has bits from another class in it, so we don't need those. We just need this. So let me grab my stamps. Oh, I would love, Julie, I would love for all of you to come craft with me. That would be so nice. But I got distracted with my explanation. So to get this class for free online, you're going to put in your order of $40 or more by Sunday the 18th. Then I'm looking for my You Are Loved stamp. Then but also the people that are coming in person, I've asked them to, let me see how this punch goes before I do this. Yeah, that'll work okay. No, I need to go across like this. Okay. They need to RSVP by the 18th. That way, on Monday, I prep the cards. I've got the right numbers for the prepping of all the kits of those who have put in orders this week through Sunday night, and then those who have RSVP'd to come in person next week. Does that make sense? You don't really need to know all that. All you need to know is that if you're not local and can't come to stamp in person, that you need to get your order in using this host code by the 18th, Sunday the 18th. Okay, here's our punch. We're going to do it like this instead of using the dies for this. I have found myself using this punch quite a bit actually, so it's been kind of nice. Then the other thing we're going to do, now if I were using the dies, I could just put the 3 dies on this and run it through as it is, just for the sake of ease in a Facebook Live, of not grabbing the die cutting machine and taking up time with that. I'm just gonna punch them. Now I don't know, do you know this trick of if you can't reach into your punch far enough and control it, then you put a little Post-it note on it. Whoops. I want a lot. Yeah, that's right. I was trying to figure out if I wanted to punch towards that end or the blue end, but I think I want the blue end. So then we're just gonna go in like this and punch out our designer series paper. Now this paper I'm showing you today is this particular one. All the papers I'm showing you today are on sale. This is one of my favorite sets of papers. You can see where I mistakenly thought this cardboard was just plain. I didn't realize it was the back of the DSP, but it's called the Full of Life Designer Series paper. It is in the catalog. You can find all these things online as well. But then this is one of my favorite ones, this circle one with all the colorful watercolor circles. The colors in this whole thing are just so pretty. And then I want to it's a good way to use up scraps. You can see that in my packs of paper I had a lot of scraps. But this is one of the papers that is on sale for 15% off this month till the end of August. Now, you have till the end of August. That's true. But there will be, I'm sure, some of the most popular papers will be sold out by the end of August. So if you want a particular one or several, then you'll want to order early so that you don't miss out on them. Okay, we're going to take now this I've already punched as well. This is the bow punch, and I'm using this in a couple of cards today. One of my all-time favorite punches. If you don't have it, you need to have it because you will use it all the time. At least I do. And then I'm taking my pretty peacock and gold ribbon, it's called. I don't need too much, but I need enough to do this, to make a little loop here. So it looks like I have just about enough. I might make it just a little bit longer, just in case. The gold in this is not actually very gold. It's metallic for sure, but it's kind of more like a champagne. So it goes with a lot of things, and pretty peacock is a favorite color it's a very popular color of a lot of people, including me. So we're going to take I'm just going to put adhesive on the back of our punched out label, and then here, I'm looking at the screen and I'm looking, this is too chaotic. Let's clean some of this mess up. All right, so now I'm just going to fold this ribbon. It does like to stick to itself. That's the only thing when you're trying to putz with it. But okay, I know you probably can't see this very well, so maybe in order to see it, I'll try to do this down at an angle on my mat. My silicone mat will not stick. The stickiness doesn't stick to it, so I'm just going to hold it down like this to glue it together. That makes it easy, and then you could actually see what I'm doing as opposed to not being able to see what I'm doing. Let's go ahead and let's see. I'm going to trim this to go this way, I think. Is that what I want to do? No, I want the short end here. Okay. I'm looking at my sample and not being able to figure, I'm being on the struggle bus with direction, or yeah, the direction of my card. I think that's what we want. We'll get the card put together and then we'll see. This is a super easy card and it's fast. So all you have to do is get out three pieces of paper that you like. Designer series paper. Again, it's a great one to use up scraps. I'm going to grab my, and we're just going to put these on with adhesive, and I'm going to kind of angle them a little bit. I don't really want them straight up and down, and I'm going to put actually these on first, and I'm kind of looking at this. That might be too crooked. Let's go maybe like that, and then we'll do this one like that. Kathy, thank you for sharing the video. That's so nice of you. And the doorbell just rang. I think it's probably a delivery. I'm not going to answer it, but you might be hearing it in the background. So let's put this one at a little bit different angle, maybe just a little bit more like that. And then this we'll put straight up and down, but we do want to go ahead and get our leaf on it. I'm just going to use the larger leaf from that punch, and I'm going to grab my mini glue dots. I've got them here. And I'm going to put one on the front of this, kind of down here, or on the widest part where the leaf meets the stem. And then let's just turn this over. And I'm just going to kind of look at how I want this on the card. It's going to go kind of up like this. Oops, I got to get it where the glue actually is. There you go. And then we'll put some dimensionals on it, and then we'll have some gems. And this card is done, my friends. So it's super easy. It looks like I should have pulled out some dimensionals. We did a lot of crafting this week. My friend Kim came. She's my helper, one of my helpers. I have two really good helpers, wonderful, Cheryl and Kim. And Kim was here this week to help me prep my team meeting cards, which was last night, and my swap cards. So I participate with my team in the swaps almost every month. We have it every month, and I normally participate, and I did this time too. But so I used up a lot of dimensionals, and she was helping me make them, so I didn't grab. My whole point of that whole explanation was I didn't grab an extra sheet of dimensionals, but we might be okay. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna straighten up my card. It kind of helps my vision, I feel like, to keep it straight. And I'm gonna go kind of like this with it, and then this ribbon does fray, so if you don't, it's not a big deal to me, too much of it frays, but I'll go ahead and trim it just because it will look more like the other one when you see both of them. Then I'm going to grab, we used these last week in my Facebook by adhesive, my Facebook Live. Adhesive back sequins trio. It's just a lot of words, but it does have pretty peacock gems in here, the sequins. So we've got pretty peacock, and I never did look up the color of the pink, but it goes with so many things. It's kind of a pinky purple iridescent, and then you have also the white ones on this in this group too. So we're going to put just a couple of sequins on there, and then look how easy this card is, and I think it's cute. And if you use one set of designer series paper, most of those are going to coordinate with each other. So again, you can use your scraps. I mean, look at my scraps. I just pulled out, you know, strips of paper here, and that's how we came up with that card. So there's card number one. Fast and easy. Here's my sample, and there is our first card today. So let me see. I've got to pull up your comments again because the screen went dark. Hi, Kathy. Thank you. Hello, and thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it. All right, so let's move on to our next card. Let me put this one back, and I'll get everything out for this one. So this is our second card. This one I kind of cased off of, as demonstrators, we can belong to a Facebook group called Demonstrator Planning Place. And I got this idea from, or it might have been Instagram. I don't remember. It doesn't really matter. And then I can't remember. I think it's the girl's name, I think, is a group called Casing Through the Catalog, something like that. This paper is also on sale. It's also in the annual catalog, and it is, I call it the balloon paper. That is not the name of it. The name of it is, let me grab it here. I think it's Bright and Beautiful. So it's this group. Again, I'm just using scraps out of here. Bright and Beautiful Designer Series paper. Again, in the annual catalog. All the papers that are regular papers, not specialty papers, but, you know, just regular DSP is on sale. All right, so here comes, well, let's do our stamping first, and then we'll get that part done. So I'm going to grab Berry Burst for this, and I'm going to also grab Mossy Meadow. So and then I'll talk a little bit more about the colors that I picked. But here's our scrap paper. I also do put in scrap paper for my kits. For those of you that have got my kits, I have included scrap paper, and I will continue to do that. I just want you to have everything you need to do your cards when you get your kits. You do need either the bundle I'm showing, or you just need to substitute with something you already have. So I'm going to grab, well, let's go ahead and stamp this. I'm looking for the flowers. Here are the flowers, and I'm looking for now the leaves. Here are the leaves, and here's the happy birthday. Okay, so now for two-step stamping, sometimes, in fact, I think for this one, it's easier to stamp the outline and then the inside, but sometimes it's easier to stamp the inside and then the outside. So for instance, this set of two-step stamping, the leaves I'm going to call the outside. Let me get in the screen here. And when you're doing photopolymer, you just want to make sure you're tapping lightly, kind of like you're pulling ink off of the ink pad. And, well, there's another something there I was going to explain. And, oh, and just don't push really hard into the ink pad, because then you'll get ink all the way around your block. And you can still stamp cleanly with that. But if you wiggle your stamp at all, your block at all, you're going to have ink from your block that gets onto your images. Okay, let's put that away so we don't make a mistake or a disaster with that. And then let's grab our flowers. I don't really remember when I created this card if I did the leaves first or the berries or the flowers first, but well, we're gonna try and fit this in here. I'm gonna try and get it squared up with the screen, and I'm looking for these spaces like this little stem here and then these stems to match up the flowers with those. I'm not even actually sure I have my stamp going the right way, but I think I do. Yeah, I think I do. So I'm looking down here to kind of match up those stems in particular. And I think it's okay. I'm not 100%. It's not bad. It's pretty good. So you might try it both ways if you have this stamp set or any two-step stamping. Just try to do the outside first and then the inside, or then try it the other way and see which one helps you see better to line it up. Then we're going to go ahead and actually just cut this out with scissors. So this is called fussy cutting. If you're new to stamping, and all it means is you're cutting out with scissors. And now I'm moving the paper instead of my scissors. And it won't take very long. This doesn't take very long. I'm not a huge fan of fussy cutting. There are people that really love to do it, and maybe you that are watching love to do fussy cutting too. For me, it's kind of like coloring. It's kind of tedious. This is not a hard one to cut around. It's pretty easy and pretty fast. So, I'm not completely sure I used the same color combination as the person's card I saw. And this isn't exactly like their card, but she did a lot more layers and a lot more greenery than I'm gonna do. Oh, and she actually stamped the flowers twice and then popped those up on top of the base image, and I'm not gonna do that, but you could do that. It's beautiful, but again, I'd have to do more fussy cutting. And I didn't want to do it. Plus it just takes some extra time. Oh, this is all getting haywire here. I have glue dots on the back of this. Okay, now for this one, let's see where my envelope is for this. For this one, I die cut a label from the Stylish Shapes dies. And then this is our punched image, and I'm going to actually use this as a layer. But before we do that, let's go ahead and stamp our greeting. For this, I'm going to stamp in Memento Black, let me get my bits all out of the way before I have a mess there. And I'm going to grab we had the happy birthday and I moved it. Okay, here it is. Happy birthday. This is a cute little stamp set. I've enjoyed using it. I just put black on my black right there. Is that going to be covered? It might be. I think that's going to be covered up, so it'll be okay. This is a little bit of a tight fit here, but I think I'm okay with it being pretty close to the edge. So there we go. You can read it and you don't really miss any of the letters, although you might go into the stitching a little bit. So I always clean my stamps, even when I'm doing Facebook Live, because you know, usually you're going to set your stamp down like that because it still has some ink on it. So until you actually clean the ink off of it, you're going to set it up like this, and then it's very easy to drop something in it. Anybody know what I'm talking about with that? Okay, now we're going to take our sparkle paper. This is Pretty in Pink glimmer paper from the 2024-2026 in color glimmer paper. That was a lot to say. You know, on this card, I didn't show the end, but let's see. This is going to go like this and then like this. No, I think I'll do it the way I did it before. So we're going to put it further in on the white tab. I have to put this down again. It's hard to line it up to show you what I'm doing. So if I put it down, it's much easier for me to actually show you. So I want to even that up so I have a little bit on top and a little bit on the bottom. But so there we go with that. Then let's go ahead and just get this on our card. I'm going to use dimensionals for that. I love punches. And if you don't think you would actually use this stamp set, then this punch is still really valuable because it's a good size for greetings. It's a good size for things like this where you want to just add maybe a little layer in back of your greeting or your image. So it will be called online, if you're looking for it, it's called Labeled with Love Punch. See, let's put this maybe about here. Hopefully that's straight. Let's get rid of this mess here. Okay, then now for this is what I told you earlier when we started. We were going to use a die from the Painted Lavender dies, and it's this one. So there are several dies in here that are just, here's one as well, a postage stamp, but there's several dies that are just plant-like dies that, you know, don't have a coordinating stamp with them. And I used Old Olive instead of Mossy Meadow. We used Mossy Meadow ink. I just like the brightness of the Old Olive in contrast to the darkness of here, I need my silicone mat back. Okay, let me finish that sentence. I like the contrast of the Old Olive cardstock next to the Mossy Meadow ink. I'm looking for my mini glue dots and I can't look for something and talk at the same time. Okay, I'm going to kind of guess where I want these mini glue dots on this little sprig. To me, this looks kind of like rosemary. I think some of you have watched my videos before when we used the Painted Lavender. I think one of you said you think that this plant is rosemary. I'm not a person who grows herbs, and I don't even use herbs unless they're in the jar mostly. Sometimes I'll buy herbs if I have a special recipe I'm doing. Okay, so I think that's good. And then this little sprig kind of serves as a background for our flowers. And for that, I'm going to put the dimensionals right on the label here, so if I put them on the flowers, I have a chance of going too wide on it, and I want it to be here on my on my label so that I don't have adhesive where I don't want it. So there is this cute little card too, card number 2, but we need some gems. So for this one, I pulled out the same sequins, and we're going to use the pink ones. So I'm gonna put, I love these pink ones because they're kind of iridescent. Well, I love pink anyway, but I like things that have a lot of dimension, whether paper or embellishments, and these embellishments have a lot of dimension. And then I did actually take one of these pretty sequins and I put it in the middle of that flower. You could do more, I mean, you definitely could do more, but I'm trying to show you some quick and easy ways to use this stamp set and the dies and the punch that goes with it. So there's card number 2. One of my favorite colors of all time is Fresh Freesia. It's kind of pinky purple or purpley pink, and I just really like it. So how do you like this one? Oh, Carol, hi, and Alexina, welcome. And Jamie, hi Jamie, getting your classroom set up. Oh my gosh. So Jamie, you teach junior high. Do you teach, what subject do you teach? I taught junior high for many, many years, and then I moved to high school. Here in Lincoln, we had 7 through 9 when I first started teaching here. And then they moved to middle school after about, I taught maybe 17, 18 years, and they moved to middle school. And I was not interested in teaching that age group. So here's our 3rd card. So I moved to high school and never taught 6 through 8, but well, yeah, that's the end of that. I loved teaching 7 through 9. And that's why I stayed with it for a long time. And I love teaching high school too. They both have their pros and cons. Okay, let's get this out of here for now. And let's go ahead and do this DSP. Now this DSP is from the Abounding Beauty. Oh boy, I don't, oh no, did I do that right? Yeah, I did it right. Unbound, oh boy, let me grab the paper because I can't get it around my mouth. So I think it's called, yes, it is, I'm right, Unbounded Beauty. This is also gorgeous paper. Again, it's on sale. Everything I'm showing you today is on sale, so that's just good for you to know. Now we're going to take some. It has a lot of the ink colors. It might even have actually all the ink colors in it, this paper. So this piece of DSP is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. No. Yes, that's right. And because a lot of times I do 3 by 4, but this one's just a little bit smaller than that for the DSP, and then I'm just making a knot. So when I'm doing my knot, I'm gonna hold this down, my 3rd finger, and then I'm gonna go at a perpendicular angle. Is that right? Am I saying that right? A perpendicular angle to pull this ribbon through. And I'm trying to keep this top part flat, and that so that it mails better and it just looks nicer. So I'm keeping that flat, and then before I pull it down very much. Does that make sense? Okay, then we're just gonna trim this up a little bit. Go kind of like trying to make sure you can see what I'm doing, but I have to get my hands in here so I can hold the ribbon. But I'm just gonna trim this a little bit. Sometimes I trim my ribbon a little bit longer than I actually really want it, because I always know I might have to come back and retrim it a little bit, although I think that looks pretty good. So that's going to be the base of our card, and let's go ahead and we'll put that on with dimensionals. So this is, did I say this is Shamrock? Oh, and I think I used, in my card, I used Summer Splash, so just know that. But it goes with this too, but I think it would have gone better with Summer Splash. But in your kits you'll have Summer Splash when you get this card kit. So go ahead and, Oh, let's see. Since we've got ribbon on this, let's go ahead and pop it up with dimensionals here. It's just, you can tape down ribbon, but I usually prefer dimensionals because you still have that, you know, that height of that ribbon, which is going to be higher than the cardstock itself. I know, call me too picky, but I just don't like the way it lays sometimes. Depends on the ribbon. If it will lay flat with just adhesive, then I usually will go ahead with adhesive. If it won't lay flat, like I don't think this is going to lay very flat by using adhesive, then I go ahead and use dimensionals. So I got this on here, like so. I think that's centered, maybe. All right, now we're gonna have some more fun with this punch. So there is a stamp in this set that is an outline of the punch. So we're gonna go ahead and stamp this outline in Petunia Pop. We have a lot of Petunia Pop in this paper. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to use the Petunia Pop for the presents too. Yeah, for the presents. So we'll go ahead and do this guy. I like this stamp. I think it's a really pretty outline. And then while we've got this ink out, let me grab my cleaning mat. So if you just popped on by any chance, this is a class. It's a class to go for my online people. I'm calling it Let's Chat and Craft. And then it's a class in person for my customers who are in Lincoln, Nebraska or close around. So if you're watching this and you're close enough to come, just let me know you want to come next week. It's free with an order, just like it is online. So online, if you put in an order of $40 or more, you will get this class for free if you use the host code. Gosh, this keeps moving. So make sure you use the host code. All right, so there's that. Then we have to do some stamping, some other stuff. Let's set that aside and let's stamp. There's a cute little group of 3 presents that we're gonna stamp also in Petunia Pop. Let's get up here where you can see. There's that. And then we're gonna stamp the presents using see, we're done with that, so let's get rid of that for now. We're gonna cut out a lot of things in this particular card, but it's also an easy card, and it's not particularly long. It won't take you particularly long to make them. Let's see, how did I do this? Is this Summer Splash? I think so. Yes, Summer Splash. So we're going to use the, let me think, gotta think, the gift. Where is the gift? I had these piled up. Here we go. In full strength once. Okay, once. And then we're going to stamp it off. That's really, really light. So you could use Pool Party instead. Let me see if I can, no, I better not try to line it up. I think I kind of didn't get an even pressure on it, but that's okay. Then we're gonna grab our Shy Shamrock. Summer Splash and Shy Shamrock. There's just a lot to say. There's a lot to pronounce in those 2 titles of these stamp sets. Now, these little dots, they fit right in these presents. I'm going to have to get my head in here. Sorry about that. Trying to get over the top of these presents. There we go. And these are both going to be full strength. Now, this is going to be harder to see because it's so light, but I'll give it the old college try. That's not the best, so let's do it like this. Let's do another one, and then let's take Summer Splash. Let's get a little bit of scrap paper out here. this scrap paper. I grabbed a piece that was really, really messy, so I grabbed another one. Let's go ahead and do this gift in Summer Splash, and we'll stamp off once, and then we'll line up. So you can see for this particular stamp set, it's easier to stamp the dots first when it's a light color. So, and if you want the dots to show, then you really need it to be in a darker color than your gift. Make sense? All right, so we've got that, and then we have one more thing that we are going to stamp, and then we're gonna cut everything out. So this is the Just For You stamp, and we're gonna do this in Summer Splash as well. So these colors go together so well, and I just always take my cue from the Designer Series paper, and that for my color combinations. And I'm going to actually just line this up on the straight edge. Then I don't have to trim that part of it because we are going to cut it all apart. Okay, for starters, let's go ahead and get our tag on this paper. Now, if you're watching and you'd like to come in person, you're close enough to come in person, I'm going to try a format that I haven't really tried before, but it's going to be a drop-in, come and stamp at your own pace. I do need an RSVP so that I have enough kits cut. So make sure you let me know that you want to come in person. And then anytime between 3 and 7, you're going to just come and make your cards. So there'll be 4 stations. It'll be 1 station for each of these cards. And you're going to come and you'll move at your own pace from table to table. And so if there are other faster people, it's not a big deal. You just take your time and do your thing. And you can sit at a table as long as you want to, although you do have to be done by 7 because I'm closing the door at 7. So don't show up at 7 because you need to show up probably at least by 6. So that, because I'm gonna, 3 to 7 is kind of a long time for a class. I'm just saying, normally my classes, and I'm just fussy cutting these presents out. Normally my classes in person are 2 to 2.5 hours. But I also want to give the flexibility of people that are not working in the hours of 8 to 4, that if they want to come right at 3 and be here early, I'm going to cut some of this off, then they can come and be done before the people that work from 8 to 4 or 8 to 5 or whatever their schedule is. Sorry, I know I'm getting out of the picture here, because that's when they have to come, is after their work day. Okay, there's our gifts. Let's get rid of all of that. We'll set that aside. Then let's do these guys. So we're not using that one, so I'm gonna just cut that off. And then these are pretty easy to fussy cut. Even the little presents, the group of little presents is easy, and I'm not doing the absolute best job of fussy cutting I've ever done. But I used to have a monthly card class. That was the foundation of my whole business. Let's see. Let's cut this right now. So we've got that protected and it's already done. Just gonna cut a straight line and then I'm gonna cut these apart. But when COVID came, and I filled 2 tables. I can fit 6 people at each of my tables. I'll do that in a minute. Let's do the other present first. And I had 2 times during that day at 1 o'clock and again at 6:30. And I had people, my classes were full most every month. And then of course COVID hit, so then there was no in-person. And then, you know, I moved to doing quite a bit more online. And then when COVID, or when things started to open up, I tried to get my card class going again, and it was not well attended. After COVID, it just wasn't, for whatever reason. You know, I think a lot of things got kind of permanently changed with COVID. So, but I miss stamping with people. I mean, I still have big, you know, like my fall retreat and summer Christmas Stampin' Stacks and things like that. I still do both in person and online, but those are kind of single events. Like my card class, I had every month, the third Thursday of the month. I'm gonna kind of do this like this, and then let's get these guys. And no, let's do the just for you first, so we kind of know where we're going with that. But I just really want, you know, I just really love people coming in and sharing the enthusiasm about stamping and crafting, and plus I get in touch with people that I maybe wouldn't see otherwise. And I really, a friend of mine just texted me yesterday, invited her to come to the class next week, and she said she went through this litany of terrible things that have happened to her family. Her husband had a couple health crises, but my point of sharing that is just that's another reason I'm gonna work at getting people coming back to the studio. We'll see. I don't know. You know, I don't know. I've invited a lot of people personally that used to stamp with me, and so we'll see. I hope people come. It'll be really fun, and I hope it will be relaxed enough that they won't feel like they have to hurry, that they can take their time with their projects. I think before, so the way I've done classes before is I'm going to make smaller dimensionals here. We shared supplies. So one table would have 2 boxes of supplies, and then another table would have 2 boxes of supplies. Well, we had to pass them because, of course, everybody had to get to those supplies in a reasonable time. So, you know, for slower stampers, oops, that's still too big. For slower stampers, I know then it makes them stressed, and I don't want stress. I want stamping to be fun. It should not be stressful. We have too many things in our lives that are stressful. So, here we go. We're gonna get this going here. So that's my motive, but I also want to make the same classes available for my online people that live too far to just drive. I have a team member in Denver, and she was demonstrating a project last night. My team demonstrates projects every month, and we were having trouble with the Zoom. We got it to work and everything went fine, and I had other people on Zoom too, but for my Colorado girl who was trying to give this demonstration, we were kind of struggling at the beginning. We got it fixed, and everything went really well. But I said, why don't you just get in the car and drive out here? She does come to events that are all-day events or weekend events. She does actually come out here and join us. Okay, there we go. Okay, I don't know if that's the actual perfect placement of everything, but we're going to call that good. And then that gives you another variable way to use your stamps and your punch. Or your dies if you choose to buy the dies with this. So here we go. Let's go ahead and, well, I think we need one more dimensional maybe up here. Since it's small, go ahead and anchor that so that all sits on our card evenly. And then let's kind of go like that and cover everything else up. And there we have our second card. Now on my first one, I put the in color dots. They're not available, but the in color shimmer gem, same in color group, this year's in color group, they are back in stock. So if you've been waiting for these, or you wanted these and you didn't try to order them because they were out of stock, they are in stock. So and they are called, again, they're called 2024-2026 in color shimmer gems, and you have to put all that in if you're doing the search, or you could just put shimmer gems and you'll probably get them that way too. Let's go ahead and so we're going to have more sparkle on this one than our sample card. So let's grab, let's see, we'll show it better. Could do, here's the darker green. Oops, that's not going to work. So I'm taking my, this is my take your pick tool, and I'm kind of pushing that putty down so I can lift off these gems like so. I'm not gonna push that down for a minute. So there's the darker green, and here's the lighter green. There's not really much difference, is there? So, I think I kind of like the lighter one. So let's go ahead and we'll just keep two colors on here for now. But okay, my friends, there's our card number 3. So I would like to know this. Do you prefer punches or dies when you're crafting? I know some of my younger people, especially one on my team, she would any day prefer dies to punches. She feels like for her personally, they're a better economic decision. I prefer, if I can have punches, I love to do punches, especially for projects where I have to make a lot of them, like if I'm doing swap cards or I'm doing Christmas cards or I'm making a stack of birthday cards. I prefer the punches, but I want to know what you prefer. Yes, Jamie. Okay, I'm back to my comments. I just got them refreshed again. So you teach English and reading. Aww. We do all wish you a great school year, Jamie. I'm looking at the, it can be tough most days, Jamie says, but she does love it. Yes, it can be tough. Very tough. I think teaching at any age right now is not easy for a lot of reasons. You know, again, I think COVID really affected students in so many ways, especially the younger ones. Trying to do at-home learning, whether parents were home with them or not. That was a struggle. But anyway, we love our teachers. We pray for our teachers. They have a hard job, and it's not always appreciated, but I'm pretty sure I speak for everyone watching today and on YouTube later or replay later that we love our teachers and we respect them, and we're so grateful for them. All right, let's go ahead and stick to, all right, this is peach cardstock, and it is a regular size of 8.5 by 5.5. I've scored it at 4 1/4, and I've scored it at 2 1/8. So we're gonna do a little bit of a fancy fold, a very easy one. It folds like this, and then this card turned out to be a fun card. So I'm gonna show you, well, I try not to make cards that aren't fun. So I'm going to show you one I got in a swap. So I got this one in a swap. And I kind of try, and this is one I did with a different color scheme when I was trying it out. But I still landed with a different idea for this one. I'm kind of excited to show it to you because I just felt like my card needed more. And I just wasn't, I thought it just needed more. I don't know how else to say it. I just didn't think it was as interesting as I wanted it to be. So I'm taking my DSP. This is that same designer series paper. This is the Unbounded Beauty paper. And I'm taking, oh gosh, probably getting out of the picture. So this is Berry Burst ink, and then believe it or not, Berry Burst is one of the colors in this DSP. And then I'm going to stamp right on it with this cute little butterfly. And then here, we're just going to go down this strip of paper, kind of like that. So, Berry Burst on the Designer Series paper. Again, this is the Unbounded Beauty paper, and I'm going to go ahead and just, I don't think we need this. We'll bring it back if we do. But I'm going to go ahead and tape this. You could certainly use liquid glue on this. Since it's a panel on the front of the card, you might want to. I'm going to do tape just to facilitate tying. This piece of DSP is 1 7/8 inch by 5 1/4 inches for the DSP. Okay, now we are going to stamp another butterfly. I have one done, but we're going to do, I've stamped another one, just a scrap of the paper. You can see for pretty much all these cards today, I've tried to use up a lot of scraps because I know a lot of you are very conservative with your paper too, so you like ideas for using up your scraps. So pretty much each of these cards uses smaller pieces of paper or scraps out of my DSP. So now I realize if you're looking at this carefully, my flowers were going up and down and my butterfly is going sideways. But again, I wanted to use a scrap. I didn't want to cut into another piece of paper because I don't think anybody would notice it except some of you that are very observant. All right, so the way we're going to lay this aside, we still need to do a little more stamping. I cut out a Berry Burst Stylish Shapes circle. This is the second largest, this is the third largest, and this is the same Designer Series paper. So, and we're just going to stamp the greeting here. I think we're done with the butterfly. So this greeting is going to be enjoy your day today, or enjoy the day. So this could be for any occasion, actually. It doesn't even actually need an occasion. Enjoy today. Yeah, that's it. Okay. And this is the second largest circle, this is the third largest circle, and this is the same DSP pack of paper, that Unbounded Beauty, and we're going to stamp the greeting in Berry Burst as well. And this is going to be enjoy today. I really think the fonts on this set are super cute too. And again, that's a pretty affordable bundle at $39.50, and that's either way, whether you get the punch with it or the dies with it. I don't know if I was able to pull up your answers about, okay, there we're talking. Oh, Alexina, thank you. Dies take up less space. Oh, thank you, Julie. I'm happy you like my cards. I appreciate you guys so much, honestly, coming on and spending time with me crafting. I know there are other ways you could be spending your day and your time, so I'm really happy you're here, and I hope you get some ideas and inspiration. If you don't have these exact sets, I hope you have things that you can substitute with, or you get some ideas of ways to use your own supplies. And I would normally use glue on this, and I want to make sure that I didn't go over too far because I don't want it to stick on my card. But for the sake of time, and I don't want to wait for it to dry, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Now, here's something that I did for this card. I went ahead and I'm going to glue this on this side and then the other one on the other side. There's part of this I don't really like the way it's cut right here. So now these two butterflies have to match up. So since I fussy cut them, they're probably not going to match up. So I'm going to put them together. As you can you see the green edge around here? So you can see that they don't exactly match up. So now I'm just going to hold them together as best I can. And I'm going to trim that green edge off so that both butterflies actually match. So we don't see that green edge. There we go. Okay, so that's better. There's still just a little bit. And once you're holding them, you got to try and make sure you don't move them. which mine moved, so I'm seeing more green than I saw before. I'm trying to keep it speedy for Facebook or YouTube so that you're not sitting here watching me cut stuff. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to call that glue. We are going to use green glue for this. So the glue is not green. If you are new to stamping, we call it green glue because it has green caps on it. Okay, so I'm going to, where's my sample? Here's my sample. We're going to kind of get this up this direction a little bit, like so. There's our butterfly. Then we're going to, so that it looks nice on the back, because obviously they're going to open their card like this. So we're going to go ahead and glue this butterfly to the front one. So I put a little bit of glue on the top of that butterfly and a little bit of glue on the bottom of this one. And then I'm going to match those up as good as I can, as well as I can. I don't know if my mom might be correcting my English from heaven. Okay, so this back one needs to come down just a little bit. And with liquid glue, you have a little bit of time. There you go. I think that's better. There, that's pretty good actually, so I don't really see any green. If you still see the other DSP, you can obviously go back after you've got them on your card and re-glue them. All right, so there we go, like this. Now I'm gonna press this down. I thought I had pressed it pretty good, but it keeps wanting to open, so let's try and crease that with our bone folder. All right, so there we go. Now the other thing I did for this card is I took some of the Berry Burst. We're doing a lot of Berry Burst on this card today. This is the Berry Burst glitter paper. It's an online exclusive. That only means that you can only find it online. You can't find it in a catalog. But if you want to order through me and you want me to put in your order, I can do that for you. I'm gonna go ahead and punch the Berry Burst. So the way you're gonna find the Berry Burst, I'm trying to make sure I use the most of my paper here. It is in the online under, how does it go? They have 3 colors: Old Olive, Berry Burst, and what's the other one? Hang on, I have it here. Let me grab it. And Old Olive. So it's in this kind of a pack. Oh no, white. So white. I don't know what I even told you before, but I know what Berry Burst and white, and then Old Olive. But the weird thing of it is it's called Berry Burst, Old Olive, and White 12 by 12 Glimmer Specialty Paper. A lot of words there. If you type in Old Olive or Berry Burst or White Glimmer, it should come up. But just know that sometimes things should come up and they don't. So you just have to sometimes take out words on our particular website. Sometimes you just have to take out words and then it finds it better. I don't know why. It's just the way it is. I'm taking a few mini glue dots here, and I do love this bow punch too. I know we've been talking about punches versus dies. Obviously dies, you can get a lot more intricate and detailed dies. I'm going to just place this down here before I get too far today with this guy, like so. And then let's go ahead and put at least 1 mini glue dot on this one. But I absolutely love this punch, and it's been very, very popular. So it has stayed around for a couple of years at least. Okay, so we're gonna get this little guy kind of, I don't want to cover my words, but I kind of like it to all kind of grouped together like so. Then to kind of tone down this pink a little bit, which I love it. I love the Berry Burst Glimmer paper, but we're gonna kind of tone this down with a little bit of linen thread. So the linen thread, this is in the annual catalog. Let me see if I can get into the picture to tie the bow. So I'm just putting a loop there. I'm crossing around that loop. I'm bringing this through and I'm grabbing with my left hand and keeping that flat for my bow. I know some of you still comment that you struggle with bows. And honestly, my friends, it just takes practice. I was terrible at bows for a long time, but I have made so many bows. I'll tell you when I got good at bows is when I did a lot of craft fairs, because I have bows on everything. And I just, you know, you just practice and you just get better at it. Okay, I'm gonna stick this on a mini glue dot like this, and I'm just gonna squeeze it with my finger like that. And then we're gonna put that on our berry branches like so. And we can't forget the bling. So on this one, I absolutely love, oh, not these. Got my gems all in a pile here, so I can't find the ones I really want. I think these guys. These, I love these gems. These were, I think, in the holiday catalog last year. They're called iridescent adhesive backed discs, D-I-S-C-S. And there's a berry color in here. I don't know if it's supposed to be Berry Burst. It probably is. I didn't look up the colors ahead of time. But I love these. They came in a suite of products where they were paired up with some Christmas tree stamps, as I remember it. And they were so hot. They kept selling out all the time. And now we can get them. So I wanted this butterfly to have a little bit of bling, and I thought maybe this guy needed a little bit of bling too. So I put a little bit there, and then let's go ahead and, I'm looking at my sample here, and I kind of like the way they look on my sample, so I'm gonna go ahead and do them the same way. Although, I think maybe, don't we need more? More is good, right? Let's at least do one more down here. There we go. Okay, maybe I need one more in this guy too. Let's go here for that. Okay, my friends, this is our 4th card. So if you want to get the supplies for these 4 cards, you just use this host code and put in a $40 order and you'll get them. Okay, so here's the thing. I won't get these mailed out until later next week because my in-person class is Thursday and they're making these cards in person. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to work out with when I get these shipped to you, but they're coming. Trust me, they're coming, plus a PDF tutorial. So you always get a PDF tutorial with them as well. So there are our 4 cards. If you're still watching, I know it took a while to make all these, but if you're still watching, which one is your favorite? So I guess you'll just go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And while you're voting or putting in your comments, I'm going to look at your comments to see. Hi, Dan, you like the colors? Oh, thank you, Jamie. What a sweet thing to say. Oh, thank you. You guys are so sweet. You say such nice things. Diane is a paper hoarder and she does not want to reform. There you go, friends. That's the way it is. And if some of us are really honest, we might say we are the same as Diane. But, you know, I love you, Diane. I think you are so honest, and I think a lot of us fit in your same frame of mind. Let's see, tutorials available without getting card kits. Kathy, no, I don't sell the tutorials with, I just don't. Financially, I just don't sell the tutorials. I only give them with an order, but I understand that's not what everybody can do, and I'm sorry for that, but I just don't sell these tutorials. Now, I do sell tutorials for my product-based classes, usually, so my Be Creative Club and my Craft Along, those product-based classes, I do sell the tutorials, but for the free with a purchase classes, then those I don't sell the tutorials. One is fun and bright, so Angela likes this one. Pam likes them all. Carol likes number 4. You know, isn't that funny? Because this was probably my least favorite, and then well, this is the one I got in the swap, and I wanted it to have more color, so then I landed with this one, and I really love this one too. Alexina loves them all too. Kathy loves number 4 and all the colors. Okay, you guys. Well, thank you. I'm going to bring you up. I'm so happy you joined me today. And if you're watching on YouTube, thanks for watching on YouTube or a replay on my Facebook page. I'm trying to adjust my phone and it's not working. That's better. So thank you for joining me. Let me get off my glary glasses, and I'm so happy you were able to spend some time with me. I hope you got some ideas and some inspiration today. And this video stays up on YouTube and it stays up on my Facebook page, so you can always check back if you need to see how we did it or need to get some ideas. So thank you so much for your support and your time and your likes and your hearts and your comments. That all helps me and helps me grow, and I'm hoping to grow. This is my full-time business. So again, thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.